Hey everyone, welcome to another series of 12 Facts. Welcome. I'm your host, Jessie G. Welcome. This is all about the Star Wars movie franchise. This is 12 Facts, all about that. But before we get started on today's episode, please do not forget to hit that red subscribe button and that notification bell so you'll be notified as to when I upload videos in the future if you are interested in the type of content that I create for this channel. Also, please don't forget to go check out the description box where I list all of my social media on there and all the stuff that I use to film all of these episodes, so go check that out. And without further ado, we're going to get straight on into this. Fact number one: the Return of the Jedi Star Wars movie almost had a very different ending. Meaning, instead of the scene where Darth Vader lets Luke take off his helmet and he sees his face for the first time before he passes. Luke would take off the helmet of Darth Vader, and then he passes, and he would stick it on his own head and claim himself as the new Darth Vader instead of going the way that it did, where he ended up leaving after Darth Vader passed away, taking his body with him, giving him a proper burial, a proper send off like a Jedi, and meeting up with Han and Leia afterwards. So that almost almost didn't happen, but it did because George Lucas decided to take a very different route with that ending, which we're all glad that he did because it became what it is today. So that was pretty awesome. Fact number two: David Lynch was originally asked to direct the Star Wars film, The New Hope, but unfortunately he turned it down, even though George Lucas had asked him to. He turned it down, and George Lucas ended up filming the movie himself. Fact number three. And this was an interesting fact for me because I never knew this, but this one's really interesting. Chewie's voice is a mixture of animal noises, mixtures of bear and I think like a badger and some other animals. It was all mixed up into one. And this is not the first time that they have done this where they've taken multiple different noises and putting it into one particular sound. Chewie wasn't the first one. And you'll find out when I read fact number four what the other one was. Fact number four: the lightsaber sound is a mixture of an old television hum and the buzz of a film projector monitor. They basically took two different sounds again and put it together. Like they did with Chewie, they may have taken multiple ones, but they've taken various different sounds and put them together like they did with the lightsaber. And the lightsaber sound became the popular noise that it is today. Which is really interesting and awesome at the same time, but you know. Fact number five: Star Wars The New Hope movie would have not been the biggest hit ever. Um, Basically, it was said that George Lucas really struggled to film New Hope. He really struggled really hard to film that film. As to why he struggled, it could have been various different reasons. Maybe the script wasn't looking good, maybe things weren't looking well, maybe things weren't going the way that it should have been. There's all sorts of things that could have went into George Lucas struggling with the film, but he kept going, and it obviously became what it is today, and we all grown to like Star Wars and be a big fan of Star Wars. Fact number six: Carrie Fisher slapped Oscar Isaac 40 times while shooting the scene for Star Wars The Last Jedi. Okay, I'm explaining this a little bit. It took 40 times for her to finally get for them both to finally get the right take on as to when he would that part where he got slapped by Princess Leia. It took multiple different times for the director that directed the Last Jedi. So it took multiple different times, but they finally got the scene, and it turned out really awesome to me. So there was that. Number seven: the original Darth Vader was banned from Star Wars events due to the fact that Lucas found him annoying. Basically, he was just really annoying. Just really kind of voiced his opinions and voiced his irritation over certain things, and Lucas just kind of got to the point where he found it pretty annoying. And it wasn't James Earl Jones, because he was the voice of Darth Vader behind the mask. The actual actor that was in the costume was the one that was banned from the set. Just want to point that out. Um, Fun fact with that one, he's not the first um, uh, Star Wars actor to have issues either with George Lucas or just with the public in general. Sir uh, Alice Guinness, if I'm saying his name right, he had a run-in with a child and said some things he shouldn't have said to that child, and made that child cry, of course. And it just gave him a reputation for being not so very nice of a person due to his poor actions and poor choice making skills. And it's really sad that that happened, but it happened. Um, but that's okay, because we have a new Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's awesome. He's a good guy. Genuinely all around good actor at what he does. We've all seen him in the first, third, and or first, second, and third episodes of Star Wars, where he played with Natalie Portman, and he was uh, Anakin Skywalker's mentor. He played Obi-Wan Kenobi fantastically. It was also so awesome that he did a series where you could actually really see what he went through after the birth of Leia and Luke, and after everything had happened, and see the struggles he went through, and see what was like after everything for Obi-Wan, and the fact that he hid himself from everybody, and the fact that he had to do what he had to do. So that was pretty interesting. But anyways, in fact, at number 8, Adam Driver recorded his last scene as Kylo Ren in his own closet. Due to a filming schedule conflict or whatever it was, they ended up flying out, and he ended up recording his last scene in his own closet, which was really awesome. At least from what I read, that was the situation. Don't quote me on that, but it just seemed like it was just like a filming issue, and he ended up filming in his closet, which is pretty funny to say the least. But hey, you gotta get a shot. You gotta get a shot somewhere. Fact number 9. Princess Leia was almost played by a sitcom actor, Sydney Williams, but ended up being Carrie Fisher that won the role of Princess Leia. Basically, what happened is George Lucas was going for Sydney Williams at the time. He went for her, but obviously her personality really didn't fit the character, obviously, or I'm assuming. And they found that Carrie Fisher was the right person for the role, and that's when she became Princess Leia and brought that character's personality to life and brought it to its popularity that it still is today. Fact number 10. We've all heard this fact before, and we've even heard Mark Hamill say it. We've heard Carrie Fisher say it a few times. We've heard Harrison Ford say it. We've heard George Lucas say it a few times. None of the cast members during the time that New Hope was filmed in the 70s, nobody knew that the film would be as big as it was, a big, huge phenomenon that it is today. Nobody could ever see the movie blowing up like it was. They never thought that there would be this many fans over it, and it was truly an eye-opener, both good ways and bad ways for the actors, but it really set a good vibe from the movie to for all the actors, so that was always a blessing and a plus. Fact number 11. Luke was almost played by, and I'm not joking. I'm not joking when I say this. This is pretty funny, but it's pretty cool at the same time, and pretty crazy if you ask me. Luke was not. Mark Hamill almost did play Luke. The guy who played Freddy Krueger on Nightmare on Elm Street. Kid you not. was the one person that almost would have played Luke, but it ended up not working out, and Mark Hamill took the lead role as Luke, which was really awesome but really funny at the same time. And I'm glad that it was Mark Hamill. He brought a good character to life, and it also allowed the actor who played Freddy Krueger to bring an awesome horror film that people would remember for a lifetime as well. So I think it worked out for both of them, and I think it's truly awesome. Fact number 12, George Lucas' script for New Hope was over 200 pages long. That is a lot. And if you are a true Star Wars fan, you guys would know this, that it takes at least 2 years to create each film. And each film is 2 hours long. It's a long movie. It takes a lot. It takes, like, they go and sit down and do the script, read through all the lines, make sure all the scripts working as it's supposed to work out, making sure that the scenes are going to work out the way that they're supposed to. Then there's the costume stuff, the special effects, the makeup, the setting up, going to various locations, setting up locations in certain areas, the whole works, and it takes, all of this takes 2 years for this movie to come to life. 2 years. That's a lot. It's crazy, but it's a lot. And it wouldn't be what it is today if they hadn't taken that much time to create this film. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Sorry for this episode being so late. I just kind of took a break last weekend. I was kind of going through some more stuff with in my room and just helping my mom out with some various different stuff again. We're really trying to go through some stuff in our storage place, and it's been kind of a big, huge, crazy storm a little bit. So thank you for your patience and your support. And again, if you haven't hit that red subscribe button already and hit that notification bell, you should. If you're interested in the type of content that I create for this channel. And also don't forget to go check out the description box below this episode and follow me on all my social media. And also you will find the list of all the equipment that I use for creating these episodes, and hopefully they might help anybody who's starting out with their YouTube channel or any sort of thing, if you get my drift. But anyways, hope you guys have an awesome morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are listening or watching this from, and I will see you all in the next 12 Facts episode later.